All right. Reason number 3 of why I went MGTOW. And some of these things I've covered before, but financially, I get to enjoy every penny for myself, right? I don't have to share a penny. Again, very selfish, but it's 2025, and God damn it, I'm going to be selfish, right? I am going to be as selfish as I humanly can, and humans tend to always be excessively selfish. So I'm not going to deny my humanity. I'm going to dive right into it. So, my money, and I do whatever I want with it. I don't have to share anything with anybody. And that's a beautiful thing, right? Because there's nothing like financial freedom. I don't have to buy anybody presents. I don't gotta do shit, right? I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry. I get to go on vacations anytime I want. I get to spend whatever I want on vacations. I can spend whatever I want on food. Right, because I don't have to buy a house, right, to start a family in, right? I'm not I'm not setting aside money for my kids' college funds. And I'm not setting money aside for retirement in the sense for me, my children, and my wife, right? Because being a parent, right, obviously, that's the one thing I never understood about people, right? And that is that, how do you have kids, but you don't set money aside for your children, right? You're literally setting up, because like the stupid shit that people talk about, right, is that I'm passing on my genes, but then they go and, dump their money on garbage. But they don't put anything aside for their kids. And I was like, well, your genes aren't going to go any freaking where, you fucking moron. Anyway, right, so the way that I would do it was the way that my parents did it. Right, so you would put money away for your kids, so that way the kids can go to college for free. And if you put it into bonds, when you take that money out, it's completely 100% tax-free as long as the money is being used for tuition. Right, so you save money on taxes. And you have to start putting money away for you and your family for retirement, right? I mean, you want to make sure that your family can live a good life in the event that, something happens to you, right? And we all know that life is never guaranteed. And so, yeah, I mean, like all of that, like that just, oh man. But there's nothing worse than sitting with a financial advisor and trying, and you try to allocate stuff. It's boring as shit. Right? And so this way, I mean, I don't have to do any of that crap, man. I don't got to do that. I don't have to worry about that. Like my parents did that. That sounds boring. I'm good. But at the same time, like I don't want to, like I wouldn't start a family because I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want to not make sure that my family is good. I think that's dumb. Right? Like I would never, like I'm the type of person that, let's say that I'm thinking about starting a family, right? Is the first thing I would do is I would start way, way earlier, and I already have a leg up because my parents already put money aside for me, right? But so I would start putting money aside, taking that other money, allocating it to different future goals, right? So basically money for the wedding, money for this, for that. And it's like, well, I'm not gonna, like, think about it, right? I can allocate $2-3 million for the future, or I can just enjoy $3-4 million right now. And I mean, it takes me about like 5-6 years to burn through $1 million, with what I do. So yeah, like I said, I mean, it doesn't really make that much sense for me to spend that kind of money. I mean, right now, I spend what? It changes, obviously, right? But like just on pleasure, I'm spending between, like $10,000 to $100,000 a month. Right? So it's like, what the hell would I? So last year, I think I spent like $160 some thousand on pleasure. This year, I'm gonna spend a little bit more, probably closer to like $400,000 on pleasure. And it's like, why not, right? But even at that, right? So, is it better for me to set aside $4 million, or is it better for me to, enjoy my life with that $4 million for the next, I don't know, decade? Right? So, yeah, like I said, it makes zero sense to me. So financially, I'm going to enjoy my life, right? I want to go in different states. I want to do different things. I want to eat different food every day from different restaurants. I mean, think about it, right? Living in the city within a 3 square mile radius, right? There's got to be at least like 90, I don't know, like 9,000, 10,000 restaurants, maybe more. I don't know. Right? Probably way more. I've never actually counted, or I never even looked. And I mean, like, that's nuts for me to deprive myself of that experience, right? I would much rather have, eaten from 9,000 places than spend money on kids and on a wife, on a girlfriend, when I don't have to. It's just dumb. I'm not much of a car guy either. I don't really care about no Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and all that garbage, BMWs. I don't give a crap. You can have all that crap. That's worthless. Because the car it's going to sit in the garage. And then you have to freaking constantly worry about it. Some idiot's going to scratch my paint. Not that I can't afford it, but kind of worthless. I got family and friends, who have expensive cars, and they don't even freaking drive it. Nobody ever drives it. You have to be careful with that garbage, because you bring unwanted attention. Right? Like, the last thing you want is people to know that you have money. That's how you become a target of people trying to rob you, kidnap you, kill you. Right? So I'm not bringing that kind of attention. That's the other reason, like, I never show videos. I never make videos of places, that's anywhere near where I live. There's a lot of psychos out here, and slowly they can triangulate your area or where you live. So it's weird. But finances would be number 3, right? Just keep the money from me, man. I'm gonna spend money going to hotels, having fun, enjoying life with my friends and family. That's it.